One of the most frequently asked questions I get asked is, Megan, what should I charge as a new UGC creator? I feel like a lot of new UGC creators get stuck on this and they just don't know what to do in terms of pricing. And while you could hop over to Google and search this, I have actually already done that for you, and trust me when I say the answers are a mixed bag. The range is like all over the place. So in today's video, I want to clear it up. I want to talk about this for you so that you know how to move forward with how to price your UGC services correctly, and just give you a little bit of advice about what I've done personally and what I kind of wish I did in the beginning a little bit differently. And be sure to stick around till the end, because I'm going to share a little bonus tip with you that's going to help you increase the amount of money you make per deal. And if you're new here, my name is Megan. I'm a part-time UGC creator who saw someone on TikTok talking about UGC. I decided to look into it. Fast forward a few months later, I ended up replacing my wife's part-time income when she randomly got laid off, all with the money I was making from UGC. Now I spend a lot of my time teaching other aspiring UGC creators how to start their own journey and bring in some extra money on the side. I do that through videos like this and also through my 6-day UGC creator online course, which now has over 530 people in it, which is so exciting. I upload a new video here every single week, so be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of them. At the beginning of my UGC journey, I felt like I was pretty lost. There was so much information like floating around out there, and a lot of it pertaining to pricing. So what I did basically was I went and stalked a bunch of different UGC creators' portfolios and see what kind of content they had, what their pricing was, and kind of compare it to my own skill set to figure out my own pricing. By doing this, by stalking other portfolios out there, I was really just able to gauge like their experience, their expertise, their skill level against mine, and then try to come up with the best price for my own skill set and what that was gonna look like in terms of pricing. Maybe you've already done the same thing. Let me know in the comments below if you have also stalked other UGC creators' portfolios. During the time of doing all of this, I realized that there was two common things that I saw throughout all these portfolios. And the first one was there was typically a range between $150 to $300 per video. Typically those that had like the $300 for one video price were people that I could tell were pretty experienced and had been doing this for a while. They had a ton of examples in their portfolio. They looked really professional, and they just basically, they looked like they knew what they were doing. And the second common thing that I noticed when I was looking at all these portfolios was that the really big UGC creators that were like really big in the space at the time, and still to this day, they actually did not have any pricing listed on their UGC portfolios. And I would check, like I would go and I would look if there was even like a little link at the bottom to check out their pricing. Nothing. They did not have any type of pricing on their portfolios. We're gonna dive a little bit deeper into that topic later on in the video, but for now, let's stick to talking about that range, that $150 to $300 range. And before I even talk about that, I want to preface and say that you as a UGC creator, you are your own boss, right? So you can literally charge whatever the heck you want to, despite like whatever I tell you to do or what I suggest. So just know that going forward. Now that we got that out of the way, let's just cut straight to it. That is basically what I suggest you do. I suggest you start with that range. For me personally, I came to the conclusion that based on all those portfolios I was looking at, I would start my pricing at $150 per video. And all the brands that have hired me so far as a UGC creator the past 7-8 months have hired me for multiple videos. I don't even think I've had a brand hire me for just one video ever. They always want me to make multiple videos that they're gonna run as paid ads. So right now I wanna talk about how to kind of structure and package your pricing on your portfolio. I'll tell you what I did at the beginning and what I kind of wish that I did a little bit differently looking back. But for now, I'll tell you what I did, how I structured it, and how you also can structure your own pricing. So I had $150 for one video. 3 videos was $400. 5 videos was $650. And you could totally do the same thing. You'd have the exact same pricing as that if you'd like to. But again, base it off your skill set. Maybe you already have some experience as a content creator and you're just now getting into UGC. Maybe you're a successful influencer, but you're getting into UGC. So you have this skill set. So base it on that and not just what I'm telling you, what I did personally in the beginning. I will also say that it did not take me long to realize that I was getting better and better at content creation, and after a couple brand deals, I ended up raising my prices just a little bit to about $200 for one video. I want to stress something though that's really, really key here when you are laying out your pricing with the like 1, 3, and 5 videos. You have to do the math. I cannot tell you how many times I have looked at other UGC creators' portfolios and they've done like $150 for one video, $600 for 3 videos, $900 for 5 videos. That literally does not make sense. If you times $150 by 5, it should come out to like $750. So make sure you do the math. And the biggest thing here is you always want brands to hire you for more than just one video, right? You want brands to hire you for as many videos as possible. So you want that largest number of videos, like if it's 5 videos, you want that one to be the best value for the brand. So make that one the most enticing. All right, so back to what I wish I had done a little bit differently in the beginning and what I later did and I implemented later on in my UGC journey. So I wish that I had put a bundle, like a different kind of packaging into my pricing to offer brands that they could purchase from me. And I'm actually gonna give you a real life example of what I mean and use a proposal that I just sent to a brand sort of recently to give you an idea. And a quick backstory here, we actually had already been on a 45-minute Zoom call the day before I sent this proposal to the brand. On the call, we had sort of discussed pricing a little bit, but it was kind of loosey-goosey, nothing was set in stone, so I knew that I was going to end the call knowing a little bit more about their marketing strategy, a little bit more about their budget, and then base my proposal that I was gonna send them off of that entire conversation. And on that call, I had actually learned that the brand had yet to work with any UGC creators at all, but that it was part of their future marketing efforts and their plans to kind of integrate UGC into their marketing strategy. So I kind of knew, like, going into sending them the proposal after this call, kind of knew that it was a hit or miss. Like, it wasn't totally guaranteed that they would want to hire me or even had like the budget to hire me. After I finished walking you through that proposal I sent and kind of breaking it down step by step, I will tell you whether or not they did hire me as a UGC creator, but for now, take a guess. Do you think they hired me? Just type yes in the comments if you do think they did. If you don't think they hired me as a UGC creator because they didn't want to, type a no in the comments. I'm so curious to see what people say. All right, so here is the proposal that I sent. As you can see, I did take out the brand name, but that's just for privacy reasons, but I can tell you that it is a mattress company, a really, really cool mattress company. So you'll see that I have listed the prices for 1, 3, and 5 videos. $250 for 1, $650 for 3, and then $950 for 5 videos. And then obviously, I kind of feel like this goes without saying, but I want to say it anyways. I always get the product for free. That's just part of my terms for working with any brand. If they're gonna pay me, you know, even like $3,000 for UGC videos, I'm still going to get that product for free from them. If they're not willing to give me a product for free, then I probably like 99% of the time will not do the deal. So all that to say is, like, you should never pay for a product whenever you're working with a brand as a UGC creator. In this company, this brand obviously sells mattresses, so the cost of the goods, the cost of the product that they would send me is obviously going to be a little bit higher than your typical $20, $30, $40, $50 product, but still, I would never pay for that kind of product, even if it was expensive for the brand to send to me on top of paying me for UGC videos. All right, moving down to the next section of that proposal, which is actually an upsell that I always send to brands and give them the option for when they are hiring me for paid media. You'll see that it says additional hooks and iterations. If you don't know what that means, it essentially just means that For every single UGC concept that I make for them, I'm going to be filming a different beginning of each video concept. If you want me to do a whole separate video explaining what this means and how to do it and how to upsell it and how to actually film different iterations and different hooks for your clients, then let me know in the comments, because it's something that could really increase your pricing and also really just help you in the long run as a UGC creator. All right, now we're going to get into the bundle that I was talking about earlier. What I typically call it is a social media ad testing bundle. And depending on what the brand's current marketing strategy or current marketing needs are, I can adjust the deliverables in each social media ad testing bundle I offer to brands. For this one, I put the price at $1,000, and the deliverables are 3 Instagram stories, up to 15 seconds each, 3 Instagram Reels up to 60 seconds each. You'll see I also put in the fact that I could resize it to the 1:1 ratio, and the only reason I did that is because they had mentioned it on our call the previous day. And then finally, at the bottom, I added 2 hooks / variations for each video. The reason I like offering this bundle to brands and why I wish that I had done this earlier when I first started UGC is because it gives the brand exactly what they want, which is more content to test. And it also gives a little bit more of like a range of the kind of content they're going to get, instead of like, hey, you know, hire me for 3 videos or hire me for a couple videos. They're going to get all these different types of videos that they can go out and test on paid social media ads. I'm actually providing a lot more value this way, and brands tend to appreciate the fact that I'm putting in all this time and effort learning and offering different types of content that's going to work best for their long-term marketing strategy. And then moving on to the very bottom, it's just my typical process that happens and what the brand can expect if and when they do decide to hire me. All right, do you want to know if I got this UGC deal or not? I did not. I did not get this UGC deal. And the reason why I didn't get this UGC deal is really because they offered me a gifted collaboration at the end. They looked at their marketing budget, they got back to me later, and they said, we would like to give you a free product, which is the mattress, in exchange for a bunch of deliverables. And for me, it just was not worth it. I like to get paid cold hard cash for any work I put in. For me, it would just be better to go buy a mattress, honestly, than put in all this work to film all these videos for no actual money. Or I could just go and talk to another mattress brand and pitch my services to them. And these kind of things happen as a UGC creator. You have to decide whether or not if it's a good deal for you, if it's a good deal for them, if it makes sense for you really at the end of the day. I had no hard feelings toward this brand, and I actually just ended it with, hey, if you ever do have the marketing budget to hire me on my terms, then please reach back out. I'd love to work with you guys. So what do you think? Are you gonna start doing more of these bundles? Are you gonna start offering these type of packages to future clients? I really suggest that you do, and when you do and you land your first brand deal, shoot me a DM on Instagram. I want to hear all about it. And before we get into the bonus tips I had promised for the end of this video, I do want to mention though that at the beginning of my UGC journey on my portfolio, I did have my prices listed. Now I no longer do. You cannot find any pricing on my portfolio whatsoever. And there are really just 2 main reasons why I decided to do this. Number 1, I wanted to get better at negotiating with brands, which is just a really good life skill to have. Number 2, I knew that if I could get better at that skill of negotiating, I would probably end up just making a lot more money per brand deal in the end. But this is totally up to you. You can put them on your portfolio, see how it goes. If you want to play around with not having them on your portfolio and just negotiating with brands and throwing out pricing and like seeing what they say and you guys coming to an agreement without a pricing sheet, go for it. I wish you nothing but the best. Either way, I think you could be totally successful. All right, let's get into these bonus tips. I always have a goal of helping you make more money, right? When you don't make money as a UGC creator, you're gonna be one of the UGC creators that quit. And I don't want that. I want you to make as much money as possible, because when you do that, you get to continue doing the thing you love, which is hopefully UGC and content creation in general. So let's get into how to make more money. I'm going to tell you 3 different ways that you can upsell to brands every single time you work with them. All right, upsell number 1. I did this with the very first brand that hired me as a UGC creator, and this is what I did. I basically made more videos than what they had asked me to do. They hired me for 3 UGC videos, and then when it came time to deliver those videos, I said, hey, I had so many ideas for you guys that I ended up making 2 extra videos, so I'm gonna send those to you as well. Look them over, let me know if you want to purchase them, and I'll just add another $300 to your final invoice. And of course, they took them. So that's what I recommend you do. You just go and you make additional videos more than what the brand had asked of you. Yes, they could say no, but brands always want and need more content. So if you make good content and you deliver it to them and it's just right there on a silver platter for them, they're probably gonna take it 10 times out of 10. Second upsell is to sell your raw footage. And whenever I say this, I get 2 questions typically. Number 1, Megan, what the heck is raw footage? And number 2, why would a brand want this raw footage? So let me answer these for you. Raw footage is basically all the videos and the footage that you get from filming all the UGC videos. It's basically unedited raw footage. So whenever you do even just one UGC video, you're going to be going around taking so much videos and like long videos, 1 to 2, 3-minute videos sometimes of different shots and angles. You're not going to use all of those videos in one single clip. So the things that you don't use, that is raw footage. So why would a brand want your raw footage? Well, because when they get all that raw footage, they can actually use it and splice it up and make a bunch of videos all from that raw footage. So it is actually gold to the brand when you sell them this. And I can guarantee you almost every single brand is going to say yes when you upsell them the raw footage. And number 3 on what else to upsell is something we already talked about. It's selling additional hooks / variations of every single video. I personally charge anywhere from like $25 to $75 per iteration, and it really just depends on the brand and what their budget is, but that's typically what I charge. And this strategy alone, this upsell alone, has made me several $100s per brand deal just by implementing this and offering this to the brand. All right, that is it for today's video. Now go out and make some money, and be sure to follow me on Instagram so you can keep me updated on what exactly is happening throughout your UGC journey. I will see you next time.